Tricia Bratton. Here.
Not here.
Jean Bowerman.
Here.
Pat Langdon. Here. Rhonda. Here.
I wanted you to say it because I don't know how to say it.
Crescent.
Okay, I'll give you, are our microphones on?
Microphones, you have to turn one down there.
Testing,
I have all this.
Testing.
Okay.
It's on.
City manager's here as well.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
Thank you, Derek. Okay, I'll give you a few minutes to read the minutes for November 25th.
I wasn't here, does that matter? My name is there. Roll call on the minutes
From last
Or-
month.
on the November 20th. Yeah. I was in the hospital, so I wasn't here.
Okay.
I don't know if you need to take it off or not.
Can you cross her name out?
I will.
Thank you.
Everybody had a chance to read the minutes for November 25th? I need a motion to approve the minutes for November 25th. Okay, I have a motion. I need a second.
I'll second.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, new business. I wonder if under new business, we can talk about Arbor Day. Chris wanted to have a few minutes to explain what he's been doing.
Okay. Good afternoon, Chris Adler, 1965 County Road 308 Extension. So excited for Arbor Day coming up on the 17th. Let me bring up this little picture here quick. I did send Miss Liz the infographics and the Facebook event and all that information. So right now for Arbor Day, there are just under 70, like 60 or 69 people that are either committed to going or interested. I know there's a couple homeschool groups that are going to be attending as well, so we will have kiddos present. So I'm hoping for 150 to 200. I know that sounds advantageous, but I think that's a very realistic, goal for us to bring people in. Schedule for the day, I believe, did you have a chance, Ms. Liz, to send that to the rest of the board, the schedule? So the schedule will be as follows for the day. If board members can arrive between 9 and 9:15, just so we can all be in our places and be ready. The vendors will be arriving at that time as well. The vendors that we have are as follows. Lonnie and Kelly Reed from the Reed Farm are gonna be bringing fruit trees and berry bushes that are basically indestructible for Crescent City. Flowing Well Tree Farm with Andrew and Madison are gonna be bringing some natives that will also reflect some of the ones that we put around the parks using the grant. IFAS is gonna be coming and hopefully bringing some free saplings, knock on wood. I'll get to that in just a moment. The Fruitland Historical Society will be there, the Audubon Society, and then indirectly, the South Putnam Christian Service Center is gonna have a presence, but unfortunately, that's the day of their golf tournament, so they won't be able to have any of their members there, but we'll still be collecting the canned goods for them. In regards to the IFAS and the saplings, it's a new forester this year, and they were unable to get their order in for trees on time, so we don't know if we're gonna have how many trees. We're gonna have 5 or 55 trees. So I asked him for 100 trees because I'm hoping for 150 people that will be present. So we'll see how many he's able to have. So instead of, when people bring in canned goods this year, instead of giving them a free sapling, I reached out to a seed company and they're giving 1 packet of seeds for every person who brings a canned good. There'll be annual vegetable garden seeds. And then we also arranged with them a giveaway that's a full gardening kit. So there's about 25 seed packages, some compost, a seed plan, that sort of thing. So it'll be kind of a fun drawing for people. Excuse me, so there will be incentive for them to bring in the canned goods for that. So the Putnam County or the Putnam Christian Service Center will still get the goods, but it isn't gonna be a tree exchange necessarily this year.
Chris, and you told me that you talked to Kitty and you explained
Yes.
to her that maybe in the past when there were not a lot of people, it was easy.
Right.
Can you tell us?
Yeah, Kitty was very excited. They were hoping to be able to be there actually this year again, but it just was a conflict of dates, with their golf tournament. So we just let them know that in the future, depending on the number of people, it's very easy to give a free tree when there's only 10 to 20 people there present, but when there's 150 people, a lot of that just depends on the county resources. So I just wanted to set the expectation for them that there may be shifts and changes as the programming may or may not evolve, going forward.
Thank you.
As far as the schedule for the day, what we have planned so far with your approval is 10 to 10:30 a.m. I'll be doing a class on caring for your camellias. And we're basically gonna be doing a short class and then doing a hands-on, everybody lets wood chip around 1 camellia plant in Eagle Eye Park. So we got donated 1 full flat, or a pallet rather, of wood chips that are gonna go around, they're undyed wood chips. And so we'll lay down some contractor paper, put the wood chips around them and let everybody kind of dress them up, a little bit. And then after the event, I can go back and pull things off the trunks and make sure everything is done right, but we'll do the short class, 10 to 10:30, and then a quick hands-on practicum. 10:30 to 11 will be a welcome, whether it's commissioners, mayor, we're still figuring out exactly who's gonna be speaking during that 30-minute window. It may not take that long, but obviously there's tree vendors, there's other, folks people can talk to during that 10 to 10:30 to 11. 11 to 11:30, Julio from IFAS is gonna be doing a short class on vegetable gardening. 11:30 until noon, I'll teach on top 10 native plants for Crescent City, and we'll also highlight some of the ones that the vendors have, so that way if people want to, get those that day, they can grab them right away. 12:30 to 1, we'll do a kids scavenger hunt around Eagle Eye Park. So I've got some printouts, some crayons. We've got a couple other kids activities that will be available, but the main scavenger hunt will be from 12:30 to 1. 1 to 1:30, hoping to do a camellia tour in the park. And so I'm gonna be taking plastic labels at this time and making sure we label whatever the experts say those camellias are. And then I've already purchased some aluminum tags that will twist on internal branches without causing damage. And we can tag them, more professionally later. But it'll be kind of nice to have those actually labeled as to what each of those varieties are. And then lastly will be a 1:30 to 2 p.m. vegetable gardening class, same one that Julio did before, and just repeat the same class. So with your approval, that's the vendor list and the schedule.
And I thought, it was an amazing idea. I wanted to talk to you about it. Maybe we can send the itinerary to mail and somehow we can print it, that way people can, or put it on the social medias that you have. That way people just can come for an hour or two, they can choose when they're gonna come.
Yes,
Because they'll have the itinerary.
It is already posted in 10
Okay.
local groups, the
Okay.
Putnam County groups, Palatka groups, and all of the Crescent City groups. And then I have one video or infographic planned per week up until the event. So we'll be posting it on those. Melanie did already receive the email with the different graphics. There's
Okay.
2 without the schedule, for just presentation purposes. And then she received the updated version of the schedule already, to print and to take to a
Okay.
couple locations.
And
I think he has a dry erase board, right? I saw you use it.
I do, yeah.
You could put it at the event
Yeah,
and put it on there
Yeah.
instead of passing out
yeah.
flyers.
Oh, that's
yeah,
a
we
good
can do
idea.
that.
Yeah.
Then it would be right there, everybody could look at
That's
it
a good idea.
all at one time.
Well, thank you, you have done an amazing job. Ladies, do you have anything for Chris?
Well, I contacted the, Barton Trail people and haven't heard back from them.
Oh, okay.
They may be there, I'll reach out to them.
Yeah, send me their info, just so I can communicate to them when to be there
Okay.
and, that sort of thing. I did have a question, 2 questions actually. One was for Mr. Derek. Did you have a chance to find the banners by chance?
No, are you talking Arbor Day banners?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did find a couple, but they're pretty big banners, so I believe, but
Okay.
before we go today, let's go look and see
Okay.
what I found.
Yeah, if we could get them, if they work, getting them up like after the holidays would be kind of cool. And then the second question, I'm not sure who to ask this question to, is as far as a PA system, like one speaker on a stand and a microphone.
Yeah, we're gonna need a microphone for sure.
I would talk to the downtown partnership and see if Tim can let you use the one that they have.
Oh, they have one.
They should have one.
With a big speaker.
With a big speaker, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
I have a question.
Lisa has a comment.
Oh, sorry, I just have a question while we're on,
Yeah.
tables. Last year, we got tables from the city, because I told the vendors last year to bring their own table.
Yes.
But still, the Audubon Society expects a table, the,
How large of a
Rotary,
table are you looking for?
We share
whatever the city has, those,
the long
those white
one.
ones.
Like
like
Yeah,
those.
yeah, like those, and we
There were
have
several
3
of
of these.
those.
Because we are limited, but how many do you need?
We had 3, I think we only have like 3 or 4 here,
Mhm.
that's what we took, what we had.
I think that should be enough,
And
because
they
I know the
share.
vendors,
Yeah, we
the
need some
trees
for
are
the
bringing
plants
their
off
own,
and
and I have
seeds
one
off.
as well.
And then they brought some chairs too last year. I think they did all that on Friday because staff wasn't available.
I did write on there for people to bring their own lawn chairs, picnic blankets, and luncheon stuff to picnic in the park, so hopefully they will.
And we
So that's
can,
just for
Just
the,
remind me a few days ahead of time. I'll
Okay.
make sure that we set them aside and get them delivered when they need to be delivered.
yeah,
okay,
because,
I think the Rotary has like, doesn't have their own table and chairs. And-
Oh, they do, they have their own.
Well, but they don't bring them. I
We'll find out.
don't. Okay,
I do have a few.
okay.
and, also we can stage, around the edge of the,
Yeah.
the pavilion there, if we run, because if we only have 4 tables, that's all we have.
Yeah.
We should not be
Hopefully
spending
people
money
will
on
bring their
tables.
own, but I think we'll be okay with our tables between me and the ones that Derek has.
Okay.
Any more questions for me?
Any questions? Great job, thank you.
Good job. Yeah, Lisa has her hand up still.
Lisa, sorry.
I'm Lisa DeVito, 108 South Main Street, former tree board member and participant in Arbor Day. So as far as the canned goods, I just wanted to share with y'all, to remind anybody who has not noticed in the past, once we put out word that canned goods are being accepted or canned goods are being exchanged for a tree or whatever it is, people have every year been very enthusiastic about bringing canned goods, whether they get the tree or not. Some people will, Liz, you know that. People will just come up with a bag of canned goods and say, I don't want a tree,
Yeah.
I just want to bring canned goods. It's an opportunity to bring something to the Christian Service Center. And I think there probably will be somebody who volunteers for the Christian service that are there, even though there's golf tournament, because there's probably a couple people who live in the area who will come up. And I don't know how they're planning to get the,
Kitty said no. Kitty said if we're gonna collect, we have to do it ourselves.
she doesn't, oh, you mean we have to deliver it?
Last year, we
did,
Steve and I
she did.
took it over.
Right, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
there's
so we'll take
enough
care of that.
neighbors, it's
Okay.
only a block away.
Yeah,
So I think there will be somebody who is a volunteer, even though they're not on board, who will be there. Then tables, I will bring my own table, I usually just bring a card table.
I have one too that we can use.
Right, I have a card table and a couple of chairs. And as far as the banners, there should be at least 3 or 4 banners.
I put
because-
3 last year.
Yeah.
Around the tennis
The
court.
thing, and so the other thing is, Liz and I both have experience hanging banners, they have little grommets in them. And somewhere at home, you can put just regular nylon rope through the grommets. Liz, do you remember just?
I use safety ties.
Right, or you can use zip ties.
Yeah,
I
zip
have
ties.
some clips that I got at Ace Hardware that can be used with it, so I will look and try to fish out the stuff that I've used for the banners for years. So I'll try to collect all that. And then if more crayons are needed, I have crayons.
And we put them out a week ahead of time, a week ahead of the event. So the previous week, I can go and do it,
well, they say, because they say this Saturday on them. So if you put them out too far, because last year I wanted them out earlier.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we have 2 different things that you brought up, a very important point. The banners are those nylon banners that the Arbor Day Foundation
Yeah.
sends us every year that we are designated a tree city. But then there are the little realtor signs on stakes that should be somewhere.
Those I have
Do they
not
say this
used.
Saturday on them too? I
And
don't
they
remember.
right, they say Arbor Day, they might have the wrong time. We would need to maybe change the time. Like, I think they might say 10 to noon, but you can,
You can put paper over it
right, you
too,
can,
white
you
paper.
can paper over it. But I forgot about those, right, you can, just like the ones they put out for the other events.
Yes.
The city paid for those, Jean, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And it's just the nylon banners, it's important to not put them out more than a week at a time, because if the weather's bad or something, they're really not that sturdy. They're not really great all-weather banners, they don't last that long. But you are right, they're those little sticky signs, and you can put those on the edge of the park, you can put them up by City Hall. So.
Close. Thank you, thank you, Lisa. Okay, guys, old business, discussion, final draft, annual tree plan. I'll give you a few minutes and we'll get there together, go page by page. I am at page 2 and we can start together and go over the pages. Okay, we see, the gray is the new inserts, I guess, that they added.
Is that what?
About Lake George, second largest, located just 8 miles away.
I have a question on that page,
Okay.
or a comment. This paragraph right here
Yeah,
doesn't
tiny.
really make sense. It doesn't,
Crescent City designation as a monarch fortifies encouraging the planting of native plants.
it should say something like it is. Crescent
It just
City
like-
has been designated.
Yeah, it just like, it started like a statement and it never finished.
It's not a complete,
Incomplete.
it's an incomplete thought,
Okay.
so it needs to be.
yeah.
It needs to be,
Look for those Arbor Day banners, I cannot find them. I
They've
thought
been
they were in
hidden.
one spot, but that doesn't mean that they're not here. The other place that we have is over at the annex that we usually store a lot of signs, so when we get done with the meeting, I'll go.
Yeah, and Mel maybe could call Karen, because Karen was the guardian of all that stuff, maybe she knows where they are.
Okay,
Karen Hayes.
have you guys started to go over?
We just started.
Okay.
Yeah, the tree, we on page 2 of the tree plan.
Okay, so under overview, I know that they wanted to take, we had discussed before, the commission talked about taking out second largest. It says the larger Crescent Lake is one of the largest lakes in the state with and it says the second, Lake George, located just 8 miles away. That should come out, because if you go to the sentence before, it says Crescent City landscape is dominated by not one, but 2 large lakes accessible within the city limits. So that should be Lake Stella. So we could just put on there a smaller,
So the gray is what we changing, the gray areas, okay, got it. The largest crescent, with the
With
second
Lake
largest
Stella on
Lake Stella.
the west side or something.
the smaller
Maybe the
one.
west side.
What if we could delete that, we just say with the, say the larger, comma, Crescent Lake, comma, is one of the largest lakes in the state, comma, with the smaller one, Lake Stella. Or whatever lake.
Somehow, yeah. So it needs to be made sense of. And I was
I
questioning,
say with the smaller one being Lake Stella.
there you go, that sounds good. And I was questioning the 4th paragraph,
Progressive Lake, is largest, Stella Lake,
smaller.
instead of the largest Stella Lake, the largest.
Crescent Lake, no?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I put on there, the larger Crescent Lake is one of the largest lakes in the state, with the smaller one being Lake Stella.
Sounds good.
I like it.
And you said you're on the 4th paragraph?
Right, that one doesn't make sense.
Read that one to me.
Crescent City's designation as a monarch butterfly city encouraging the planting of native nectar. It should be Crescent City is designated as a monarch city or has been and encourages.
You're not in the overview now,
I'm in the overview,
you are?
yes, the 4th paragraph, it's little.
From the bottom, second.
Crescent City's designation, that little paragraph was added in, I believe. So you might not have it.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
How about encourages?
I've got this here.
Oh, you have
Yeah, I got it.
it. Encourages
Yeah, we feel like it's incomplete.
is even better than encouraging, yeah, it's just the wrong
Yeah, it's just wrong.
tenses or something. It doesn't,
So have y'all decided on any language in it? So if you would say Crescent City's designation as a monarch butterfly city, comma, encourages the planting, or is to encourage the planting of native nectar sources, we can change that. I have to add that in totally on mine.
Has been designated as a monarch butterfly.
Yes, to the
something to
rotary.
make it
Which
make sense,
encourages
yeah.
the planting of natives.
I'm just gonna type it up real quick on mine. I'm gonna put the city of Crescent City
Sounds good.
has been
That's the other.
designated as a monarch butterfly city.
And then encouraging the work, yeah.
Yep. And that would just flow encouraging.
I'm having flight of ideas at Arbor Day. Are they gonna have the employee gonna do a monarch butterfly table?
I believe
She's
so.
gonna be with the
so.
Audubon.
I think she was going to, right? I think so, I'll ask her.
Yeah.
I've not heard.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about that native and everybody's always arguing about what's native and what isn't, and you should.
He'll tell
If she is gonna be there, somebody.
Even us argue with her, the
Yeah.
two of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rock,
So we
paper,
don't have the
scissors.
kind of talk.
yeah.
It's like idea.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I
great.
think Alice says she's gonna be there, but I'll make sure.
I didn't want to.
Could you put me in touch with her, Jean, if she is?
Let you know,
Just let me know if she is
Okay.
gonna be there, yeah.
that's why I was asking for tables, because they used a table last.
Yeah, I've not heard.
Because he's a master gardener's over that.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, I just, she didn't want to accept that that was a bad thing. They finally have, I think, made a statement that it's
Sorry for the,
not good.
place.
Let us know when we can move on.
Okay, I've got that typed up there.
I was just looking at the bottom of page 3, we're striking that 7 feet 10 inches.
Yeah.
So the only thing I was gonna say is if you wanted to, we would just need to put in either a box or parentheses, a 7 or a 10 or 4.5. Instead of just writing it out, if you all wanna leave the sizes now, we just need to put the actual numerical value there.
That sounds fine.
Yeah,
But it says, the last sentence, it should say above ground level instead of about ground level.
Are we still under
Above.
heritage
We're
tree?
still on, yes, we're on that same,
Page
page 3,
where we were gonna change the,
above ground level.
should be,
Got it.
that should be measured at a 0.4 and 1/2 feet above ground level. It says about ground level.
Oh. Sorry, I'm following digitally. Let me- let me get us
So I
there.
wanted to give you time instead of jumping too far.
All right. And this is under heritage tree?
Correct,
Yes,
All right, and you want the language to say what now?
above ground level,
Okay.
it says about ground level.
Now, what are we doing about the circumference?
above.
How much is
That was
it?
the letter change.
he said numbers.
Numericals instead of spelled out.
We can spell it, but I would put the
Oh,
yeah.
numerical with it as well, just
Okay.
to be clear.
Okay.
To make flow.
I only have one more, and then I'm done with all my notes.
Well, on that same page earlier,
Mhm.
there seems to be a strike through in paragraph 2. Is that?
Oh, see, I see the
What page are you on?
Uh,
3?
3,
Second
second paragraph.
paragraph, is that, am I seeing that correctly?
I see a line over there.
That the is stricken,
I don't have that, do I?
the Florida
Okay,
statutes?
Okay, now I see it, I saw it earlier today, I missed it.
So that's a strike through,
Yeah, so it's just Florida statutes.
okay.
Under, I think y'all are ahead of me on that, on the next,
No, it's on page 3 here,
okay.
second paragraph.
It said the Florida statute then was put a line over it. Like it's coming out.
Which paragraph is it?
Second paragraph?
Okay,
Second sentence,
okay. The,
Yeah.
the comes out.
okay,
That's it for that page?
And then I
Rhonda?
That's it remaining for that page.
have a comment on page 4, the second paragraph, find where it is now, so I can. After the, where it says, or threats of public, about halfway, threats of public health or safety, however, special consideration for older camphor trees due to their age and historic value. It should say, consideration is given to older camphor trees, and not, because that doesn't make a complete sentence. Right?
I like that word, consideration.
Where exactly?
Middle of second paragraph, right after that hyphen.
Sixth line down.
Got it.
Special consideration is given or should be, but it just says consideration for older camphor trees. It doesn't, it's not,
about is to be given?
it's not a complete thought.
You're right.
Rather, how to,
What's that?
is to be given? Consideration is
Yeah.
to be given?
Sounds good.
However, special.
Budget is given.
Shall be given?
Okay, is given.
What is it?
Take that little sentence out.
When was this added? Because this isn't on the one that I have from the last meeting. When was that language added?
Last meeting, I thought.
Last meeting.
Okay.
Because I think, it was, Tricia brought that up,
Okay.
made that motion.
Okay. On the paragraph, 2 paragraphs down under construction, I'm just adding hyphens in between rights of way. That should be hyphened, rights
Okay.
of way. And I'll do that throughout the document, I'll just look for that and change that, because there's some right of way as well, that needs to be done. I didn't have anything else on that page. If you go to page 5 and go to the bottom of page 5 and link Stella Park. There was information on that one. And I guess, were we using, instead of saying the park has a sidewalk that borders the city right away, we put the park has a wide curvilinear sidewalk that follows the shoreline?
Sounds better.
Okay.
Lisa?
May I ask a question?
Yeah, come to the mic, please.
I think, can I wait till the city manager is done typing?
Yes. We don't wanna mess him up.
Well, this is part of the question for him.
My typing is not fast. All right, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I have on the last paragraph on page, after the Sunrise Park one, it says on, I don't know what these changes are. I don't know what it said before. There's a gray thing on Crescent Lake on Park Avenue and east of middle school.
So what I have is hovering over Sunrise Park should say Marjorie Neal Nelson hyphen Sunrise Park. And then Lake Crescent should be changed to Crescent Lake. And then Avenue should be off South Park Street instead of Park Avenue. It should say South Park Street. And then the middle school should say of the former Miller Middle School. And then created should be located on the site of the former wastewater treatment plant. The park was developed through a series of, located on the site of the former wastewater treatment plant. The park was developed through a series of grants. Those are the changes I had to put in for today.
Okay, so, cause I questioned why you would take out state of Florida grant, and it says, okay, it takes out new where it says dock. New, I guess taking out new boat launch, but it's important to say state of Florida grant because it's my understanding that the grant from DEP, was, a boating grant.
Okay,
And that it restricts some uses of the park. In other words, once you, I forget all the details, but I believe I remember clearly, the enhanced boat ramp, and the dock, those were, I believe, paid for by the Florida Department of Environmental Protection grant. And that we can't just do anything we want with it, that it was to encourage maritime uses. So if we wanted to do something else that would interfere with that we could not. And I think that's the reason, the last changes were made with that state of Florida grant. That was the most recent change. I don't know, I don't remember how the park was originally created. And then.
and I think that's why it was saying to change it to say the park was developed through a series of grants, which would kind of be all encompassing.
And then I think you should say something with restrictions. Because it's very important to remember, and people tend to forget that you have to comply with restrictions. My other question is, where did these changes come from?
These were the last meeting changes.
The ones we've been working on for the past months.
Yeah,
Okay, these were from the,
Previous
Tree board.
meetings.
okay. All right, because I don't remember whether I was at the last tree board meeting. Okay, so these are the tree board changes.
yes, ma'am.
All right, so I just, yeah, I think it's important to make note that that park has grant restrictions.
Okay,
That's just my personal view, but I think to me, it certainly helps for people to remember.
Yes, I second that.
Anyway,
And if we're not here, at least it'll be on the paper, you know, if all of us are gone.
there you go. And as you have referred to before about interviewing people, that's so cute. Okay.
So should we say something like develop through a series of grants and then a parenthetical comment that says which impose restrictions on?
I don't know, because I haven't looked at the grants, what the
So
restrictions.
you're gonna check on it?
I will
See
check
what's
on that, and if that's the case, we can definitely may have a series of restrictions, but just need to verify.
Yeah, okay, I understand, covering your ducks.
Mhm. Okay. Page 6, Colbert Park. .308, we're gonna change that to County Road 308.
Okay.
Grand Rondo will be changed to Grand Rondo West. The slash through and Principal Spring, I had a note on here that should read Lemon Avenue at the north end of Pine Street, fronting Lake Stella and overlooking at Southeast Cove and Principal Spring. That, or actually, take that out,
Yeah.
and Principal Spring totally out. Under public areas, going into the second sentence where it says city, I just need to change that to lowercase. Going down 3 sentences from there, Crescent City's only public shoreline properties are Fletcher Park, comma, Sunrise Park, and then it says, and Central Avenue, we need to take that out. 2 sentences down from there, it says it connects to the St. Johns River by Dunn's Creek. Dunn's needs to be without a comma, just Dunn's. The 100 block, you go down to number 2 under public areas, it says 100 block of North Summit. We need to take out 100 block and just put in 3 North Summit Street. C, right below that, we're gonna take that out and put rights of way with hyphenated, and make that hyphenated. Same with rights of way under number 3, Central Avenue, rights of way will be hyphenated. Number 5, Lakeview, separate, we just need to have that as one word. Number 7, under Prospect Avenue, that needs to be Prospect Street. Bless you. Number 8, US 17, rights of way, I'm gonna take care of that, make that hyphenated. Number 9, Heritage Oak, Dr. Suggs tree in the middle of Lake Street, between Central and Lakeview. That between Central and Lakeview just needs to say just north of Eucalyptus Avenue. So we're gonna take between Central and Lakeview out and put in just north of Eucalyptus Avenue. Number 10, traffic island at the intersection of Palm Avenue and Prospect Street. We're gonna change that and just add North Prospect Street. Moving on to page 7, at the very bottom under recommendations, under part B, the last word, possible, we should change that to practical. Or
For the general public, it's
practicable.
Is that a word? Practicable.
I think he just made it up.
That's what's on there. What's it,
If possible, if. Practicable. I don't know what you spelled here. Contracts for general public is, I mean, possible should be fine.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave that one on
If
there.
possible.
That was a note, I think it was miswritten a little bit. Under section D, we're gonna take the The bold, there's no need for it to be in bold, we're gonna take the bold out.
But it's not being stricken, right?
No,
Okay.
it is not. I think the word, it's practical.
Practical.
On page
Practical.
7,
Yeah.
instead of possible.
Practical. Number F, or letter F down the bottom, for certified arborist when practical as well. So arborist can be certified, so supervision of a certified arborist if practical.
How do we define that at the time?
If the situation calls us for it, I don't know. Soon we'll have our own in-house people as well.
Well, it's gonna take years though.
No,
9 weeks?
9 weeks,
9
yeah.
weeks certification.
have faith
They
from
have
us.
they have to work as an arborist for a while.
Well, of course, to get it certified.
You
We have
live,
enough trees.
huh?
We have enough trees, they'll get to work. With,
City manager is not speaking in his mic.
oh, sorry,
Chris, sorry.
thank you.
Just a question regarding F. I think when we say when practical, it allows kind of an out. And I think for me as a citizen, the mulch and the care of the trees for 100 years is probably the most important aspect of this document, aside from, streets or avenues or whatever. So I think it's really important for the board to clarify that. As a citizen, I wouldn't want someone that doesn't have the expertise and the proper training coming in and cutting trees. I think many people are well-intentioned, but sometimes with good intentions and zeal, they lack the wisdom to be able to back that up. So, and especially with, like city public work employees that are very skilled in many, many areas, sometimes don't have the expertise to come in and really treat those trees with the care that they deserve. So I would just ask that the board consider making that language more specific, that the preference is that there's an arborist that's either hired or at least consulted before those heritage trees are addressed.
So let me just put this out there as well, thank you, sir, for that. And I believe the reason that was put in there is because if there is an emergency, life and safety, and we do not have time to get an arborist to come and certify or show how to do something, we've got to take care of it at that time. I think that is why that language was added in there respectfully, only because, yes, if you have a planned project, you're gonna have the budget for it, you put it out there, you have somebody that's overseeing it, that's one thing. But if we have a bus or a fire truck that's coming through hitting limbs, even if it's coming from a heritage tree and it has to be cut, we don't have time to call somebody and get somebody here for that. That is why it's when practical. So,
Why don't we change it then to, instead of when practical, change it to barring emergencies?
we can do that as well. I think that is why that language was put in there. Yeah.
Because I understand that.
Yeah.
I also understand, when practical is, when practical.
Right.
Right,
It's too vague.
Yeah, it's a little ho hum for me.
Right.
Thank you, Brenda.
Okay,
Great comment.
okay, we can do that.
So it's gonna read
Barring an emergency.
certified arborist when practical, barring an emergency. Correct.
No, practical is gonna.
Practical's not going in.
Practical becoming totally out.
Okay, all right.
So it's just being amended
Okay.
with comma barring an emergency.
Correct.
Okay. Here, yeah, okay. Can't see, can't hear.
No
But you're
comment.
sitting up, you're doing good, right?
All right, we're getting through this.
Mhm.
All right, the next, or I, on that same page. There was a comment on here, are these recommendations, so we go to follow recommendation for the tree board follow recommendations of the tree board from the tree and garden board budget workshop per minutes dated July 10th, 2024 as follows, and it shows you what these are, but the question, I guess, that was put on there, are these recommendations for new plantings? If so, it should be more evident. So is this,
I thought it was for new planting that you guys decided for future.
Well, it is.
if that's the case, then it just needs to be in, you know, parentheses, new plantings.
Follow recommendations for new plantings? No.
No, saying follow recommendations of the tree board and tree garden board budget workshop per minutes dated July 10th, 2025 as follows, and then I would put parentheses, new plantings.
Okay.
And then it's just clear that that's what that's for.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Comments, go?
Well, the next page, Sable Palms is highlighted, I'm just wondering why that's highlighted.
Sable Palms highlighted.
Page 9.
Is that a spelling issue?
It's a spelling issue. It should be SABAL.
Yeah.
Yep. We got it covered. It's all good.
Hand up in the audience.
Lisa, you can come to the microphone.
Hi, Lisa DeVito again. I did have a question back on the page that listed the parks, including, and I'm sorry, I was gonna wait till the end, I forgot about the appendix. Hold on, page with that lists the parks.
Page 5.
Page 5, where is Mathis Park? Is that on?
It is on page
Okay.
6.
Okay, Mathis Park, which is number 8, Mathis Park on page 6.
Or 8, yeah, page 6.
Yeah, it's the second paragraph from the top one, page 6. I am really flummoxed. Are y'all taking out the words, I'm hoping about Principal Spring?
Yes, we're taking that out.
Okay, because people are always referring to Lake Stella as a spring-fed lake. And it's my understanding that it's a sand lake. And the water from the water table percolates up through sand. And I've talked to DEP about it, and they said it's not a spring lake. So you guys you're taking out the reference to spring.
Yes, we are.
Okay, that goes against, what they call it, urban legends. But, I don't know, people who've lived here for years, my late father, were very clear that it is not a lake with springs, the springs are by the river. So thank you.
Yes, and that is why people own out into the middle of the lake, because they have rights. If the lake were to dry up, they can develop on that. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know.
I found that out when I was looking for property out here. I'm like, why are these lot lines going in the middle of the lake? That's the reason why.
Well,
Yeah.
interesting.
And they pay taxes on that.
They do. But if it ever dries up, you know where to go look.
There you go.
Let's see, there was one more item, I believe.
Appendix?
The appendix, yeah. So, the next page said using measures or circumference of the trees, the appropriate measures should be. So there was a note on here to see the next page, instead of using measured circumferences of the trees, the appropriate measurement would be the DBH or diameter at breast height, 4.5 feet. That should be what's converted or recorded.
Oh, I see.
Page 9?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
As someone who is 4'9", what is considered breast height? Who's breast?
Max height at that point. Everybody good with those measurements on there?
Yeah.
I've got the updated measurements in inches.
Lisa, has a comment?
I'll just. I have a question about, on the appendix, about the changes. I don't understand how you're saying instead of the circumference, what are you changing it to? I don't understand.
So instead of using the measured circumferences of the trees, the appropriate measure would be the diameter at breast height. And so if you convert those measurements to the DBH, that's what should be recorded. I have what those measurements are on a page. I don't think you all have that here. But that would be taking out 11 feet, 10 and a half feet, 11 feet. For Mathis Park, it would be 42 inches, 40 inches, and 42 inches.
Right. What does DBH mean, diameter at breast height?
At the 4.5 feet, correct.
Okay,
And they're considering the DBH at 4.5 feet.
fine, so, okay, it's my understanding that people on this board, when Pat Maiden was the chair, actually went out and measured, right? You went out and measured,
Sure, maybe.
We went into the circumference,
right?
not the height,
And this is diameter.
just around the
Right,
tree.
you did the circumference,
Yes,
those were actual measurements.
yes.
So just to me personally, I think it is much more meaningful and descriptive to use the circumference. I personally prefer it. It gives me a greater sense of the size of the tree
When we speak in
I-
feet,
looking at. Yeah, okay.
We're talking
The
about
way-
the ground.
The way Appendix A reads, like, actually, it doesn't say the word circumference on it, does it
It
say?
looks like it's height or something. I mean, 11-foot circumference. That's, I can't do that math. I can't do that math, Chris.
Okay.
You don't do that math?
Right, trees, there were a lot of trees measured, but weren't they measured at the proper height? I thought they were.
I don't know, I
Well-
just did what I was
I wasn't
told to
here.
do.
Right, well, I mean-
Tree person, we just went around the girth of the tree and that's what we measured.
Pat Maiden would know where to measure
Yeah.
it, she would know.
She was not here during that time. So unless it was done before me, she did.
I think
No, sorry, she was the chair then.
she was.
She was the chair then, she's the one that initiated the measuring project.
Because I remember when I did it with Cynthia Wheeler, it was the two of us.
That's where these numbers came from?
But I'm pretty sure that Pat was your
Involved.
chair
Okay.
at that time, because I think
Mhm.
she's the one who initiated the idea of documenting the trees. And I'm pretty sure she went out with some of y'all, but anyway, this is just my input, y'all do what you want. To me, reading this, the circumference, however many feet it is just, it's just more meaningful than the diameter number. But either way, if you're gonna use the circumference, then it should say circumference. Like I noticed on the Eagle Lion Park, the very first tree at the southwest corner, it says circumference. The others don't say circumference. To me, it's just easier to visualize and, it gives you a greater understanding of the size of the tree. But that's my opinion.
Thank you.
I do think that a definition of DBH needs to be included.
True.
Just the diameter of the trunk at breast height, which is, what was it, 48 inches?
4.5.
4.5. 4.5 feet?
Yes.
Okay.
I do have those measurements. If you wanna leave the languages in there now and then add those, we can do that as well.
You as master gardeners, what do you think is best?
Chris had a comment. I
Oh,
think most
Chris.
things are measured
I
out.
was just gonna say it is standard practice as an arborist at 52 inches up, which is 4.5 feet, to measure the diameter. But it's, I mean, if you've already got the measurements, it's more a question of just do both and. Just say
Do both.
diameter and circumference and then everybody's happy. But it is, Derek is correct, it is the standard procedure to do at rest height at 52 inches to do diameter, but you can very easily add it both, not a big deal.
Just put in parentheses the numbers and.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we can do that.